from problem 54 on page 193. Do heavier people burn more energy? If you recall, we did this last class. Exercise 10 on page 159 presented data on the lean body mass and resting metabolic rate for 12 women who were subjects in a study of dieting. Lean body mass, given in kilograms, is a person's weight leaving out all fat. Metabolic rate, in calories burned per 24 hours, is the rate at which the body consumes energy. So if you recall, we entered all of the data into our list. List 1 contains the lean body mass. List 2 contains the metabolic rate, calories burned per 24 hours. The first thing that we did was we created a scatter plot. Going through those steps, we went to Stat Plot. We turned the plot on. We chose the first type. Our X list is list 1. Our Y list is list 2. And we graphed. Again, if you don't get the picture you want, zoom 9 will get you there. The next thing that we did was we calculated the line of regression. To do that, we did Stat, Calc. We scrolled down to number 8 here, linear regression A plus BX. It's very important you use the 8th one, whoopsie, not the 4th one. We want to have A plus BX. Then we told our calculator that our X list was list 1, our Y list was list 2, and we wanted to put this into an equation, into our Y equals. So we hit our variables button. We want Y variables. We're in function mode. We want it in Y1, and we calculate. Now we see our regression line. We see our coefficient of determination is 0.768. We see that our correlation coefficient is 0.876. So when we look at our graph, we can now say there is a strong, positive, linear association between lean body mass and metabolic rate. The next thing that we want to look at is we want to look at our residuals. If you recall, the residuals are the difference between your observed Y value and your predicted Y value. To get those, we went to our lists. We went over here. Well, we'll just put them in list 4. I hit my second button and list. I chose number 8, residuals. If you notice it says here in list 4, it's going to put my residuals. Since I have just calculated my linear regression, these are all my residuals right here. So what we want to look at now is a residual plot. So I'm going to go back to my stat plots. I'm going to turn off plot 1, which is my scatter plot. And I'm going to go and I'm going to turn on plot 2. And this is going to be my residual plot. So I'm going to turn it on. Again, I want a scatter plot. My X list is still my list 1. But my Y list, I want my residuals. My residuals happen to be right now in list 4. So I'm going to put my Y list as list 4. If you have a list named residuals, you can put that there. And I'm going to graph this. Okay, now what did I forget? I forgot to turn off my Y equals, so I don't see my residuals at all. So let's fix this. I'm going to go to my Y equals. By highlighting this, I can turn off that graph. I'm going to graph here. I'm going to hit my zoom button. Again, go down to number 9, zoom stat. Those are my residuals. On the x-axis are all my x values. On the y-axis are my residuals. When you look at a residual plot, you want to see a nice even scatter about this line with no pattern. And I see that, a random assorted scatter about the line. This is another clue that tells me that a linear model is a good model for this data from my scatter plot.